Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's a windy day up here at the Savannah Cemetery here in Savannah, Tennessee, just down the road from Shiloh, where 30,000 or more men died in the Civil War. But we're here to visit Elizabeth Patterson, and I'm sure from the thumbnail you could probably tell that I said the grave of Miss Trumball. So that's who we're here to visit. She played Miss Trumball on I Love Lucy. So we're going to visit her grave. It's somewhere right over in there somewhere. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all those things. And if this isn't your first time here, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. And before we cut to start doing our business, let me get the ad out of the way.
Whew. Man, it's hot today. You know what I'm glad I got? Some of that liquid IV. Did I mention that I got a code that you could use? It's 15% off every time you use it. Sorry about that.
So yeah, thanks Liquid IV, first channel sponsor, so I'm trying to plug it, We got to do those things so you and I can get to go to these places and do the things we do. Plus I got the member section, we got the merch, we got all that stuff. So now that my stuff is out of the way, let's go do the real work. Oh, I always forget to do this. So in the comments, put what your favorite I Love Lucy episode was. Like, Miss Trumball didn't have to be in it. Like, are we talking the cherries? What's that? Some other? The vitamin to Benjamin. Yeah, that was a great one. Or I always love the one where they're on Fred and Ethel, they're traveling.
In the train?
They're traveling, and then they're in the hotel room with the bunks, and the bunks are bouncing. Like, that's one of my favorites. The train's going by and they're bouncing.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Miss Backroads. She's helping do some of the filming today. She's out there walking in the other cemetery trying to find her grave, because as of right now, the find a grave was not accurate. So I'm pretty sure it's over on the other side, but she was born November 22nd, 1874, here in Savannah, Tennessee. The federal census records document that her father, by 1880, was a lawyer and residing with his wife and children in the home of his father-in-law, Garrick Archibald McDougal, a widower who was also a lawyer and a farmer in Savannah. So she comes from a wealthy family. So she was educated at Tennessee colleges in Pulaski and Columbia, where her participation in the campus theater groups fostered a growing passion for drama. Her parents soon sent her to Europe in hopes of diminishing her interest in theater, which, if thinking back on it, like, why would you send somebody to Europe to get rid of a passion of theater? Like, that seems like that's all Europe really is a passion of... Anyway. So they send her to Europe, and not only just Europe. It's not like she goes to the far reaches of the Eastern Bloc. No, they send her to Paris, and it's like, well, of course she's going to fall in love even more. Plus, what kind of money did they have at the time to send their... Woo, boy, I get a little spooky when I'm out in these cemeteries, and that gate, like they got me. I ain't going to lie. So she was educated in a couple of colleges in Pulaski and Columbia. After returning from Europe, Patterson used money from a small inheritance to move to Chicago, or Chicago, depending where you're from, right? There she joined a theater group and subsequently toured. And in 1913, she made her Broadway debut in the play Everyman. She remained active in New York City through 1954. Like, a lot of this cemetery, I've noticed, there's a lot... Like, they're all gated like Irwin. We're going over there next. Yeah. So we're going that way. All right, let's keep walking. Here we go back, go out the creepy gate again. Let's shut it. I ain't getting haunted. All right. So in 1926, at the age of 51, Patterson was cast in her first movie, a silent film, The Boyfriend. Transitioning successfully into an area of talkies, she remained a very busy actress in Hollywood throughout the 1930s. I've got something, man, there's nothing worse than like walking through high grass and then feeling something crawling on you. Whew. So she remained a very busy actress in Hollywood throughout the 30s, averaging more than 5 films a year during that decade, which is pretty good. usually in supporting roles. A few of her screen credits at that time include Tarnished Lady, Husband's Holiday, A Bill of Divorcement So Big, Dinner at 8, Highwayed, and No Man of Her Own. She also appeared in the role of Susan in 2 adaptations of John Willard's popular play, The Cat and the Canary, The Cat Creeps in 1930, and The Cat and the Canary in 1939. So Patterson continued to perform frequently in the 40s when she was cast in more than 30 additional films. Among her notable roles is her 1949 portrayal of the heroic character Eunice Eunice Habersham. Please give me a break on that one too. And the groundbreaking racial crime drama Intruder in the Dust, a film based on William Faulkner, which cheesy plug, we've been and done his grave novel of the same name and set in the Deep South, as a lot of his stuff was. So yeah, Irwin, it's kind of neat. I like that. So she's went through the plays, like she's done her stuff in New York. Now she's moved on to movies, and it's like next in her career, at the age of 77, Patterson made her first appearance on the hit CBS TV sitcom I Love Lucy. Patterson's character, Miss Trumball, was initially an ornery curmudgeon who resided in the same New York apartment building as the Ricardos. In that installment, she threatened to make trouble for the Ricardos since the building did not allow children. At the end of the episode, however, her character softens as she holds for the first time the Ricardos' baby, Little Ricky. And as a result, Miss Trumball becomes friends with both the Ricardos and the building's owners, Fred and Ethel Mertz. Patterson's character on I Love Lucy proved to be so popular among viewers as well as useful to the writers of the series that she continued in the role for more than 3 years, often serving in episode storylines as a convenient babysitter for little Ricky. You know, like that way, if they like to get rid of, I guess, plot holes or plot armor or whatever, you know, because people will be like, well, what about the baby? They could always bring her in as a easy, well, that's where little Ricky's at. In the fall of '56, with I Love Lucy in its final season, Patterson made her last appearance as Mrs. Trumball, and little Ricky learns to play the drums. And I remember growing up and watching, like I never thought a day in my life I would be here, you know, celebrating her and all the things she's done. But it's cool that we get to do that. So I'm still looking. Miss Backroads is still searching. We're going to find her grave. And we'll talk about her last days when we do that. So yeah, the next time you hear from me, we're going to be at the grave. But there's the car, parked right there. Toyota, not a sponsor. Could be though. Come on, Toyota. And you just walk from there, right there. And that's it, right there. So Patterson was never married. She lived, which to me, this is the craziest part. So she lived at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel during her 35 years in TV and career. Like she never had a house. She stayed at the hotel for 35 years. Well, what kind of, like, how do you even, I don't even know how that works. But in January 31st of '66, she passed away at the age of 91 in LA from complications of pneumonia. And so here's her grave. Patterson, it says she walked with kings nor lost the common touch. In memory of Mary Elizabeth, daughter of Mildred McDougal and Edmund Dewitt Patterson. And so she has a nice little thing. And that's Archibald. That's her dad. Yeah, pretty neat.
It is neat.
Right there. Miss Trumball. So I would assume with that right there, that means she's actually behind it, like right there. I like this. She walked with kings nor lost the common touch. So that's just a little slide of, you know, she still remembers where she came from. I like that. It's a great cemetery. I'm sure that y'all saw some of the B-roll when I was talking. We were walking through looking at some of the stuff. So thanks again. That tree saw some better days. But anyway, the video was great. It's hot today. Gosh, it's hot. It is. I mean, we're getting summer in the South, so it's wonderful. It's like the second layer of hell. If there's layers in hell, this is around the second layer is where I would put it. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like, it really means the world that you guys watch this and share and like and do all that stuff. So thanks for watching. And you know what? You never know what you're going to find on the back roads. I'll see you guys next time.